All right. Well, here we are. We're live. We're doing some prep work today for episode 88 of Word on the Street. So just getting used to the new tools here. Lots to talk about this week. A lot of things that are going on. I got my man Robert Bain.
What's going on, bud?
MFing Bain. That's pretty cool.
Not sure if we're actually alive or not, but I figured I'd have some fun with it.
Cool. Well, we're going to figure some things out here. I'm going to see if I can adjust my headset. Can you hear me okay? How's everything sounding?
I can hear you perfect. Everything sounds good.
Perfect.
FYI, this is not supported on Safari. So if anybody happens to use Safari as a main browser.
Yeah. I saw that. So Chrome is the best one because I tried to get in Safari and it said it wouldn't work. So that's true.
Yep.
I also heard that when someone's talking, you can make them the primary speaker. So I'm going to have to try to figure this out. Go ahead and start talking real quick and let me see if I can switch it over to you.
I can talk about so many things. I can talk about lifting. I can talk about, I went away. Can you still hear me when I do that?
Oh yeah, I can hear you when you go away, but
interesting.
For some reason it's you can hear my dog in the background?
I can.
Crazy.
My dog is perked up. She's like, who's that? And who do I have to kill?
I know. There's several different layouts here. So you can go the big kind of view. You can go with some different smaller views. I don't know.
We kind of need a couple more people to see how we can do like the quad or the grid or whatever.
I know, but there's only a maximum of 10 people that can be here. So I was telling the street crew, the first 10 that are in, that's it. You know, if you're outside of that, you got to just watch the show, which is how it's going to go. So a couple things. So I'm wearing this sweatshirt today. I don't know if you can see it. It says Raytown on it. This is a school where I first taught when I was a teacher.
Cool.
I used to be a physics teacher back in 2003, 4, and 5.
Yep.
2002 to 2005, something like that. They were just in the William Jewell Holiday Classic in Liberty, Missouri basketball tournament with 24 teams. Hard to believe, but literally 20, what was it? 26 years ago. I got to do the math. 26 years ago, I played in that tournament. It's hard to believe, man. It goes so fast. We were just talking about that. I know, but met one of my best friends in that tournament, believe it or not. He played for Oak Park. His name was J.D. Gravina. His name is still J.D. Gravina. Yeah. He's the head women's basketball coach at Western Illinois now, so shout out to J.D. But he and I both got all-tournament team. So at the end of the whole tournament, we both got to walk out onto the middle and get our little medals for being all-tournament team. And so we're standing out there, and he's Gravina, I'm Griggs, so we were right by each other when they called us out. So we're sitting there for like 10 minutes just talking to each other, 5 minutes. I don't remember what it was. But it was cool just to talk to him. We totally clicked. Funny story. I went to Southwest Missouri State just to do whatever I want to do, get away from home. He went to Truman State, which is in Kirksville, Missouri, to play tennis. His mom, unfortunately, got cancer. So he came home to be with his mom and transferred to William Jewell. I wanted to play basketball collegiately. Jewell was the only school that recruited me, the same school that hosted the tournament. So I transfer back in to play basketball. He transfers back in to be with his mom, and he's on the basketball team. And so we show up in January for basketball practice, middle of the year, and lo and behold, he's there. I was like, what? Like, how cool. So he and I and another guy named Shane Weaver, we became just the best of friends. We weren't Greek life. We weren't, fraternities. Yeah. So we were all independent, just kind of did our own thing. And to this day, those guys are, some of my good friends. Both of my wedding, when I got married. In fact, JD fainted in the wedding. JD's the guy he's the cool guy that never has anything you can hold him against. And so now that he fainted my wedding, I get to share that. So that's why I'm wearing this sweatshirt today in honor of them. They played this week, and I'm hoping that they win. So shout out to William Jewell, Coach McCabe, and the Holiday Classic.
I usually wear orange and black because those are my high school colors. So cool stories. So our high school, and actually the entire school system, is all on one campus. Everything. It is expanded now to its 9 elementary schools, 2 middle schools, and all feeds into 1 high school. And we were affectionately known around the city as Cowpie High because we were a more rural student base at the time when I was going there. And then as I was coming up, everyone started moving into that area. And so a lot of people ended up coming to the school, and now it's this athletic and academic powerhouse. But similar vein, we were supposed to be moving to Colorado Springs, and we moved to Iowa. It was very last minute. They basically told my dad, oh, by the way, we're changing.
It's a big change.
It was a massive change. We had an offer on a house. It's a whole story. It really was super frustrating for my family. So we had to live in a hotel for 7 weeks because we had nowhere to, we had not scouted the area, and We just happened on
7 weeks in a hotel.
Yeah, we just happened on this
Wow.
school in Cedar Rapids, and on the south side, I'm like, oh, this is kind of cool, I guess. And like the housing was affordable in that area. And if we had picked, there were 3 rental houses in the neighborhood that we went to. If we had picked 2 of the 3, I would have gone to Jefferson High School. But if we picked the 1, I went to Prairie High School, where I went. So we picked that one. They had like a feeder system soccer league, and so that's what I'm getting to with the similar to your story. I walk in, it already had 2 games, and they're like, oh yeah, we got this kid coming from Virginia that just moved here. So he's gonna be on our team. And I walked to the coach. I'm like, hey, who's the best player on the team? Like, oh, that kid over there. So I walk up and I'm like, hey, just so you know, you're the second best now. I'm the best player you've ever seen.
You would say that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And what's funny is, so Matt and I still to this day, 27 years later, still friends. He was the best man at my wedding. I stood up at his. Pretty cool that, like, out of all the people that I met living in Iowa, he is the one person. He was the first one. He was the one person I still stay in contact with.
And
nice. So nice. In the same vein as yours,
those stories are cool. Yeah, it's good to have those stories.
Yeah.
Hey, are you seeing the banners that I'm putting up? Are you able to see these?
Yeah, see the word on the street, Tough Mudder. So
playing around with some of these. Now I got a scrolling banner.
Nice.
I can put both of them up at the same time. This is getting crazy, everybody.
We can have like the charity, and then we could have the hey, where in the this world is Chris Jolly? Like,
I wonder how many banners you can have on Streamer. Let's see. Geez. Let's try this one here. I'm gonna put another one up.
Good. I got a buddy asking when we're going to the gym.
All right, here we go. So I've got only 2. You can only have 2. So I got my Chiefs are in first place now, just in case everybody was wondering.
Yep.
It's funny. 8 weeks ago they were 3-4, and people are saying we're going to make the playoffs. Yep. And now one more win, and they've got basically the number 1 seed locked up in the first round bye. So pretty exciting.
Mahomes was not playing well. Like, there's no doubt he was not playing well, but he
was not playing well. The defense was still trying to figure stuff out. That's a bad combination when your offense isn't scoring and your defense can't stop them.
Yeah, that doesn't usually work out well.
Now it's the opposite. People can't score on them, and the offense is just flying, which is great. I mean, they didn't have Kelsey last week, and they played great, which is awesome. So very excited about that. Also, as you can see, they got the Word on the Street Tough Mudder charity event. We're still working on the details for that, but that's April 2022. Very excited. Greg Roberts putting that together.
On that?
I do. Of course you would ask. I got him here somewhere. Let's just.
Well, because we have a crazy travel schedule for April of this year, and so we're trying to.
What do you got coming up? You got some events. Tell everybody what you do.
We got a bunch of events. So starting in March, the March 20th, we have our Illinois Raw State Meet. April 2nd is our Equipped State Meet. That's all here local, but it's the whole weekend. April 9th and 10th is the Cincinnati Women's Pro-Am. Possibly and I say this with no apologies, professional college events I've attended or participated in. This may be the most electric sporting environment I've ever been to.
And where is it located?
It's in Cincinnati, so the sweatshop in Cincinnati. Blue Ash technically is the town.
When you say sweatshop, you're talking about like a gym.
It is. It's a whole facility. They basically take up.
Yeah, but not a sweatshop as in like China sweatshops.
No. Not like what made your hat or my shirt. It's an actual sweatshop. So, because one of the owners is.
You think Titleist is made in China? That's a good question.
Singapore, China, somewhere south.
What's the bet? I don't even know where the tag is here. Oh, you're correct. Made in China. Yep. Well done.
I know my splash. But this is like it's all women. Saturday is the amateur day. My daughter got a special invite to compete, so she'll be competing on the amateur day. I'll be coaching her, and then Sunday is the pro day. There'll be half a dozen women that squat over 800 pounds at this meet. And there's one woman in particular. I'll gas her up, Leah Reichman, who's attempted to become the first woman to ever squat 1,000 pounds in competition.
So putting that in perspective, you could put my immediate family, my wife and my 2 kids and myself, and my parents, and put us all on one platform, and somebody could lift that.
Correct.
Maybe more, actually. That's crazy. That's nuts.
I call her the Phenom because there's no other way to describe her. Like, she is a force. And she's one of the most real, amazing, genuine people you've ever met. And it should be, because like we do this as a hobby, but just it is incredible what this woman has done and is capable of.
Wow.
And just breaking barriers left and right for the ladies. And there's a whole bunch more coming alongside her. And it's dope too when you see like the backgrounds of these women. none of us that do this are professional. We don't make a living off of lifting.
Right. It's just a hobby.
Yeah. You have everything from little like trial attorneys to corporate accountants to a couple of CEOs or CFOs, nursing managers. One actually runs like the second largest hospital in Connecticut. Like it's really crazy. Like these amazing people that are just, and I love all the different people that are popping up on the screen right now. So yeah, super, super cool. So that's April 9th, 10th, Easter's the following weekend. Weekend after that, I'm being flown out to Boston to help kind of kick off the federation. I'm a part of the American Powerlifting Federation. They have a new state chair out in Massachusetts, and so his first meet is that weekend. He's flying me and my friend Dr. Gimmel out to help him run that. And the week after that is Drug Tested Nationals in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. And then I think I've got 2 weeks off, and then we've got Freight Waves in May. And then in Memorial Day weekend, I'll be down in Daytona Beach, as I annually am, for the Showdown at the Storm #5.
Nice. That's a lot. Well, to answer your question, that started this conversation, April 30th. It's a Saturday. April 30th.
That is Nationals weekend. So we will have to figure it out.
Bummer. We'll have to do a Zoom call while we're out there sweating and going through the electrocution phase of the Tough Mudder.
I don't know if they still do the electrocution because some
they do. I mean, according to Greg Roberts, they do. So we'll see.
That was a big.
What about?
My wife kicked about that because she loved that.
What about names down here? You like Bubble, Classic, Minimal, or Block? What do you like?
Run it back.
Go back through.
Yeah.
So we got Bubble,
Mm-hmm.
Classic,
Mm-hmm.
Minimal,
No classic.
and Block.
No classic, no block.
Okay, so Bubble. You like Bubble, and I can change the color too. We could do
Yeah, change the color on Bubble. Change the color on Bubble.
See if I can change it. Oh, that's
Ooh,
orange.
here we go. I like this. Maybe not
Let me see if I can find that same red.
There you go.
Oh, that's close.
I like that.
There you go.
Yeah.
Look at that. All
I
right,
dig the
so Bubble with that.
Sick.
Got the Word on the Street logo up there. It's kind of cool.
I like the
Kinda
8-bit logo.
I
That
can
was cool.
I can overlay a logo as well. Let me see if I can do this here real quick. Hang on. We're just playing around, folks. That's all we're doing. Hey, speaking of playing around, who do you think's gonna we got the college football playoffs coming up. I am so hoping for a Michigan Cincinnati final. I'm really hoping the SEC is out. I mean, what are the chances?
I'm pushing for that final. If nothing else, I am cheering for Cincinnati for a few reasons. So there we go. I'm cheering for Cincy for a few reasons. One, I want to see a non-Power 5 team win. That'd be dope. Really shake up everything. I also saw this recently. There's a guy that plays for Cincinnati who his name is Kobe Bryant. It's Coby Bryant. And he was named after Kobe Bryant because he was his dad's favorite player. And he'll be wearing number 8 in the semifinal. And if they make the final, he's going to wear number 24. I'm like, that locked up my cheering for Cincy. And plus, I have a lot of friends in Cincinnati. So do this. Yeah. Cheering for the Bearcats.
Nice. Very cool. Yeah. And Cincinnati is where Travis Kelce is from. Shout out to my boy Travis of the Kansas City Chiefs from Cincinnati. And Jim Herman, I believe, golfer on the PGA Tour you never heard of, but he also went to Cincinnati.
Nice. I want to see the SEC out. Screw those guys.
Yeah, exactly. All right, cool. So I got to figure out how to do it could be pretty cool while we're doing this with 10 people on, that if someone's talking, I can zoom in on them only and then, bring it back to the group. That could be pretty cool. For those of you that never seen Word on the Street, it's a bunch of people, a lot of people like Robert and I just talking transportation, talking life, whatever. And it's really fun. So That's right. You never know. So transportation, what's happened in the world of transportation these days? Christmas has come and gone. I didn't hear too many complaining about not having something as in terms of gifts or things showing up late. Maybe things did, but I didn't hear a lot about that.
Yeah, I think a lot of people bought early is what because I remember I was giving people warnings like, hey, if there's certain things that you're absolutely this is on the list, get it early. Yeah. And I think a lot of people heeded that because they kept hearing about, there's all these ships that are. So I don't think that this was the negative impact that people thought was going to happen this holiday, though we are definitely seeing all the notices going out. Hey, by the way, due to supply chain issues, your cost for goods is now going up 10%, 15%.
Everything. Yeah. Food's going up. Everything's going to go up. So, it's interesting. This is a major reset from a cost standpoint. And I just wonder if there's going to be a subsequent reset on like incomes, on salaries, because if not, everybody's just taking a bigger haircut.
It's going to be interesting, right? Because you're going to hear all this stuff, and now like I think it's going to start getting more and more press that TuSimple did their first completely level 5 autonomous test run on public roads in Arizona. So I think that people are going to start really pushing hard for that. There's still a whole legislative piece around it, but
yeah,
I think folks are going to think, oh, well, if we don't have drivers, we don't have to pay them, and so we can like reduce cost. Well, no. Once you're willing to pay something, very rarely is someone going to actually reduce the cost of it. They may increase value, but they're not going to reduce cost.
Right. It's like once they're already once they're used to that, there's not going to be a big change in that. That's for sure.
That's why I was not surprised when gas prices went up, regardless of who's in office. Like once they know you're willing to pay $4, why would they ever go back down?
Right. I mean, they might a little bit because that tends to be a little bit more regulated, but it's all the same. In that regard. So
an interesting topic. I would love to get the street crew's opinion on, because I have very strong opinions on this. Imagine that. So
hard to believe.
Yeah, right. So Pfizer reported that they had $33 billion in income on COVID stuff.
Income or profits?
Income, and then $10
What was
billion.
Okay.
I remember the math right. It was $33 billion in revenue and $10 billion in profits, which they have to split with biotech. But you know how they got out of their tax bill for that? They bought a cannabis company. Isn't it interesting that 50 years ago, cannabis, like weed, was the worst thing in the world. It's a gateway drug. It's going to kill everybody. One hit and you're a junkie. And now, as we've moved more and more towards, there's actual medicinal value in it, and now we've seen the actual money, and we've allowed certain demographics to kind of perfect the business model and what type of strains people like and what they do, and do the experimentation for us. Now I always have this transfer of wealth that's gone on over the last 2 years. So you basically had all this money get pumped towards Pfizer, and really that's the only one that is doing this. And to avoid their tax bill on taxpayer money, weird, they went and bought a cannabis company that now, and I'm calling it now, it's, we're here at the beginning of 2022. By 2027, federal legalization will happen.
Oh yeah, if not sooner. I mean, I would be shocked that that's not something that happens.
There's gonna be a few holdouts
like that.
Because think about this: like you look at like generally the leadership in Washington, there's 60, 70 years plus. There's still, like, trust me, AOC gets smoked out. We all know she does, and that's fine. Like that's just a generational thing. I just think there's going to be some holdouts on some of like the Bernie Sanders age type of guys. Like, oh no, it's terrible. I saw Reefer Madness when I was a kid. So that as those folks start to kind of age out of Congress or retire or whatever, but that's going to happen faster and faster because of how much older they are. So what you're going to have is you're going to have all this long play, right? Where it's like, okay, let's see if this stuff actually is viable. We'll have somebody perfect the business model, because look, people have made billions of dollars on marijuana for decades.
Oh yeah,
illegal.
Oh yeah.
And then once Colorado kind of broke the barrier of like, okay, it's legal, and they made more tax revenue in 3 months than they projected for the first 5 years of legalization. That's when everybody woke up and go, oh, here we go.
Yeah.
So it absolutely medical, but then recreational is going to be federalized very, very soon. And
just
I
like
think
alcohol.
Or an InBev type of company comes in, buys a bunch of growers, and standardizes a lot of this, which is good and bad, but it's going to be super interesting.
Yeah.
But
you're absolutely right about that.
But I think it's interesting that Pfizer basically got to use taxpayer money to buy a weed company.
It's not surprising though.
No, it's not. All these other people still sit in jail for crimes that are no longer crimes.
Well, so here's two things that are a little bit controversial. One in regards to that, and one not in regards to that. So one of them is, when you think about the fact that there's a lot of people who are in jail for selling small amounts of marijuana.
Exactly.
Are they going to let those people out who are serving 5-10 year sentences for something that now is, a business? I mean, it's, totally legal business.
The majority of them all did it, and they did the 3 strikes rule. So they're like,
right. Mandatory 25-year sentences, things like that. Like that, to me, that's going to be a big part of it then too. And here's the thing: think about this from a political perspective. Which party is going to embrace that and make that, part of their platform? could get a whole new block of voters for something like that. But then the second thing is this, and this goes with this goes with the news, and that is this whole Maxwell trial, Ghislaine, how do you pronounce her
name? Suicide.
Yeah, I mean that whole thing. Like, think about that. She got convicted on 5 of 6 counts of trafficking minors, and then nobody's asking who they were trafficked to.
But that's they sealed the book.
Yes. How can they do that? How can you seal this, or at least not, continue the process?
1 second, somebody's knocked on my door.
That's all right. You keep talking. That's my question. All right. Well, while he's out, I'm also wearing the Titleist hat today, everybody, because I'm thinking golf. Today is Tiger Woods' 46th birthday, and just to put that in perspective for everybody, this is the age that Jack Nicklaus won the Masters. So if Tiger can get his leg right, you just never know. It's interesting when other professional golfers like John Daly are saying that Tiger can win again and he can break Jack Nicklaus's record. We'll see. John Daly's a little crazy, but he got to watch him play up close and personal. What'd you get? What is that?
Something for my daughter for her birthday. My wife did a target running. Yeah. So Ella's birthday's coming up in about 6 weeks. So.
Oh wow, yep. You guys are out in front of it. See, we had a birthday on Sunday. My daughter Naomi turned 12, and so we had to turn right around for Christmas and then do some birthday stuff. So
so we the kids this year are all getting the same thing, like big present wise. Austin for his 18th birthday, we got him a bed frame, got the same, just a smaller version of the one my wife and I have. We found a mattress supplier that is, for whatever reason, not been impacted. Like, I can order the mattress and it's through Amazon, and I have the stuff in 10 days, which is crazy when considering where some others are at. We did the same for my daughter, a hybrid Christmas and birthday present, because her birthday is November 30th. So she got her bed a couple days ago. And then we're doing the same thing for the other kids. So they all have big kid beds, and they're really nice, memory foam, cool gel, the whole nine. And they all absolutely love them. So
yeah, very cool. Well, hey, listen, the only thing we haven't talked about on here is the comments. So I haven't, obviously, I don't think anybody's really watching this today. So maybe some people watch on stream. I'm just going to add a comment here. I'm just going to put a test comment on LinkedIn, see if it shows up. I don't know if it's going to show up. Oh, look at it, just showed up. Just popped in.
Oh, there we go. Look at
that. So it's all good. Let's do a test one on YouTube and see if that's the case. It's going to be pretty cool to get some
Did you see our boy, Charlie and Mark McNamara today?
Say it again?
Do you see our boy, Mr. Jolly, and Dr. Mark McNamara on Coach's Corner today, live on LinkedIn?
I get to see that. I know I'd like to catch that. But
solid. Mark is a big proponent, if you don't know him yet, a big proponent of like driver health and fitness, and he actually has a company that focuses exclusively on that and the ROI that it brings to companies. Gives drivers diet plans, literally has maps of like the truck stops, like what you can eat at each one, like keeps their, like, I don't know if it keeps track of their inventory, but like gives an idea of what their general inventory is. So drivers like know going in. See, he makes a great point about, what are drivers focused on because of the way their time is structured is speed, price, and healthy choices. The first two are usually the most important. Like, how fast can I get it and how much does it cost me? And then they want to make the healthy choice. Usually, because I think generally speaking, drivers know like there are issues with their health as a population. But if they're going to sacrifice one of those three, it's going to be that one. Because like, hey, just if I can get it fast and cheap, I'm good to go.
Yeah.
And so he's got this whole, and I spoke to him as they have started building their business, and super excited about what they're doing.
Nice, very cool. No, I need to catch some of those. He's got some really great guests. He's been shown on there, and we always ask the question, where in the world is Chris Jolly? But I think we know he's busy. He's behind the mic.
He's
doing something.
He's gonna be out at Manifest with me in January. So I'm super
stoked. I know. Coming up in about almost 1 month, pretty much from.
What's funny? I only met in person one time.
You've only met Chris Jolly once in person?
One time in person. Yep.
Oh, nice.
Well, and to be fair, you and I have only seen each other in person 2-3 times.
That's true. It hasn't been much. Definitely been more on here than in person, but we'll have to change that for sure. So Vegas is going to be hopping. I hope that things go well. We got Manifest, which is at the Paris. Then a couple weeks later, we got the Lean Solutions Group Mastermind event at the Resorts World. The new Resorts World Casino is going to be awesome. If you're a client, by the way, check your inbox, your spam and your junk, because you should have an invite. Make sure to register and book your hotel. But
have you been there yet?
To the Resorts World, yeah. Went on a scouting trip and got to see it. Brand new, really nice.
Yeah. Great facility. So all the scissor lifts and all the cranes and everything Really good buddy of mine. He's another power lifter who lives in Vegas. He rented all those to Hilton and to
wow.
He also helped rent all the stuff out for the build of Allegiant Stadium. That, like, I've gotten to go down on the field at Allegiant. Like, they opened the stadium up for us while we were there.
Nice.
And it was just cool. Us and like 10 other people. And
wow, that's cool.
It is crazy.
Yeah, that would be awesome. The Death Star,
dude, it's
stadium. No, Resorts World is beautiful. The lounge where we're doing our welcome reception is just phenomenal. It's a penthouse lounge. That's going to be exciting. They've got a cool nightclub on site. The casino doesn't smell like smoke. It's pretty cool because it's never been smoked in.
Yeah.
Restaurants are awesome. They got a whole shopping center there. They got several different hotel options. It's a great.
I think we're staying there because my wife and I go to Vegas 3 times a year, and then I go usually 8 to 10 times a year. I want to say she and I are going outside of work stuff either in June or July. I can't remember when, but yeah. Well, because we know so many people out there. We get into the pool, we go to the parties and everything. So it's nice. It is hot, but we can go to the pool. And then like we went to the west rim of the Grand Canyon. It's 2 hours from Vegas.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, is that the one with the horseshoe?
Eagle Ridge.
Did you do that? The horseshoe that where you walk out in the plexiglass, you look straight down.
Oh my God. Yeah. I was falling apart.
Yeah, dude, that'd be awesome. I haven't done that. When we went to the Grand Canyon, went to the South Rim, kind of more common one.
Yeah.
Never been to the North Rim and haven't been to the West Rim where that is. I'd love to see that.
It was cool. It freaks me out because I don't like heights. I can't deal with heights. And so like a couple times with some gusts of wind and like it doesn't shake, but you just feel the wind. Like you feel like your shirt moving. Like I was falling apart, but you're 4,000 feet up. It's trippy.
Wow. That's cool.
Yeah, but it was super cool. We got some great pictures.
I saw that and I tried to get that into our travel path and I couldn't do it, but I remember seeing it thinking I definitely want to do that one of these days. So
I'll show you some pictures. It was on Nicole's birthday that we went, and so it was like super cool. Like they treated us really nice. There's a restaurant right there that overlooks Eagle Ridge, so you can see the people down there. You see the actual like rock formation that looks like an eagle with his wings spread, and we sat there by the window and just ate, drank, and enjoyed the view.
Nice. There aren't too many places better on earth to sit and just look out than the Grand Canyon.
Absolutely. I don't cry at many things other than like if something hurts, but like the first time I saw Eagle Ridge, I'm like, wow, like I'm actually moved like emotionally by this. This is incredible.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's incredible. Yeah. Well, anyways, hey, listen. So we've been on here for a half hour. Can you believe it?
And I actually got to jet fast to the gym for the last training session of the year.
Peace out. Guess what I get to do? I'm working on a laundry room, a new laundry room for family, for the wife. So I got another piece of drywall to throw up, and then I'm going to take a little bit of a break from that. But it's
nice. I want to see progress. We saw kind of the gutting of everything on the last.
Yeah. Hey, I got in This Week in Pictures tomorrow. Word on the Street. We'll have some of those up there along with some other crazy news headlines that we're going to talk about, as well as a couple other fun topics in transportation in the new year. So be sure to join us tomorrow at noon Central, 1 Eastern for Word on the Street, powered by Lean Solutions Group. My man, Robert Bain, Beefcake, Robert MF and Bain in the house.
We'll see you.
We'll talk tomorrow. See you, buddy.